can't believe I'm going to do this, but could you please tell me your name again? I've met so many people today, it slipped right out of my head. How many times have you done that? How many times have you been in a conversation, meeting somebody new, and they introduce themselves or you're introduced to them, and immediately, boom, their name is gone. So you're standing there, you're talking to them, and you're trying to remember what their name is, and you're trying to figure out a way to get them to say it again, looking around the room for somebody else you can introduce and maybe get that prompt. Welcome to Everyday Tapping. I'm Nancy Tilton-Hand, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. So many people claim that they're bad at names, and everybody's had that experience where the name just escapes you right away. So what we're going to do today is we're going to use EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, or tapping, to reinforce your ability to remember those names, because you can. When it's important, you do. So if you're new to EFT or tapping, go to my website, www.nancytiltonhand.com, and in the toolbar at the top, you'll find a tutorial for Emotional Freedom Technique, and there you will learn a lot more about this wonderful tool. So what EFT is, or tapping, is using your fingers to tap on parts of your body that correspond with meridian points or acupressure points. So today we're going to be using the karate chop point, and all of these points are the same on both sides, so it doesn't matter which side you use. Then we're going to go to the top of the head, inside of the eye, outside of the eye, underneath your eye, right here between your nose and upper lip, here on the crease of your chin, and then right here on your collarbone points. So we're going to start with a setup on the karate chop point. We're going to do it 3 times, and then we're going to go through the different points, talking through a tapping protocol. You are welcome to do this with me, tap along with me, and also you can find a full transcript of this tapping protocol on the website with the blog that accompanies this video, and that would be everydaytapping.com or nancytiltonhand.com. So let's tap. We're going to start on the karate chop point, and we're going to do the setup and then go through the points. So tap along with me, please. Even though I'm bad with names, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though people tell me their names and I immediately forget them, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I really can't remember anything, especially names, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Now let's tap through the points. There I was, meeting somebody new, and they told me their name, and I forgot it immediately. That's happened before. In fact, it happens a lot, and I feel like I'm bad with names. I'm bad with names. I can't remember names. I'm bad with names. So many times, people tell me their names, and poof, it's gone. And then I struggle. I try to figure out what their name is. I try to remember. I try not to have to ask again, because it's so embarrassing to ask again. And if I have to ask a 3rd time, then I really feel bad. And it makes them feel unimportant. And that's the last thing I want to do. I want the people around me, the people I meet, to feel like they're important to me. Because they are, or they might be. They may end up being a great client. They may refer business to me. They may turn out to be a great friend. I just don't know. So right off the bat, I want to remember their name so that they feel important. And the truth is, I do remember some names. It's not universal that I forget them right away. Sometimes I meet somebody and it just clicks, and it's so easy to remember their name. There's a reminder. Maybe they share a name with a friend or an aunt or a celebrity, and it's easy for me to remember. So right away I know that I have some internal strategies for remembering names. I choose to use those strategies for everybody. I choose to pay close attention to people's names and say them out loud back to them when I meet that person, because I know that will help me remember. I choose to automatically find a way to link their name to something that's familiar to me so that it's easier for me to remember. Because I can be good with names, and I want to be good with names. I know how powerful that is. And I know how much I love to hear my name said back to me. I choose to repeat people's names back to them when I meet them. I choose to find a link that I can use to remember their name so that it has a connection for me. And above all, I choose to help the people around me feel important and special and like they matter to me, because that's how I want to feel. I'm good with names. I'm very good with some names. I choose to be good with all names. Take a deep breath. Because that's the truth, right? There are some names that you hear and you're like, boom, easy. And you make a connection. Oh, that was my grandmother's name or whatever. And that's a name you remember. And when you remember somebody's name, oh, they feel so important and they'll like you more. Bottom line. It's good for you. It's good for business. It's good for your personal life. And it's good for the other person because they do feel important and they do feel like they matter to you. So this has been Everyday Tapping. I am Nancy Tilton Hand. Again, you can find a transcript of this tapping protocol at nancytiltonhand.com, and you'll see the blog. And if you have a friend who's bad with names, please send this to them, share it with them. And if you've been bad with names and do this exercise and go off and remember people's names, please leave me a comment in the box and, of course, a like. So have a wonderful weekend remembering those names and making the people around you feel like superstars, because they are, because you are. Have a great one.